Hello world. Let me get this up there. It's Obasi Bay. I'm here. 33, lesson 3 on communication with the Moors. The science of communication here. Yesterday we did visual. Today we're going to do auditory or audio. Those are people who communicate or process things with an auditory stated frame of mind. We also talked about listening. I wanted to talk about that a little bit, what listening is, because in the process of communication you got the 3 stages as we talked about before. We got first the transmission, or the idea being transmitted to the second party, and then from the second party it goes and is processed and then sent back. So that's the steps of the pyramid. That's the beginning, transmitting it to the second party taking it and processing it and then sending it back, or sending it back. That would be how it works. But so the second part is listening. The listening part, and what listening is, we know, is hearing or paying attention to the communication. And to pay attention is to attention is mental concentration. Being focused on whatever the mind is being focused on. And if you're hearing, so you're being focused on the sound, or not just the sound, but the meaning of the sound or the symbol of the sound. So that's paying attention. And so we must listen and mentally concentrate on what's being said, and that's why we're breaking this down, so that you can actually pay attention when communicating with your Moorish kin. You'll actually know what to look for and how it help you in your process, and so that we can have better dialogue and less confusion. So mental concentration, listening, communication, and I think that'll help us in our divine movement in our nation, is to actually start listening to each other and communicating with each other. So when we get to auditory people, when some of the questions that auditory person, when they're processing, might say is, they'll be like, where do you hear the sound, or is it in your head or outside your head, or, point to where the sound is coming from, can you hear the words or sounds? Things that an auditory person will be keying on will be the volume. Is it loud or soft? Is they whispering, or is it clear and audio? The tone, is it a deep, rich tone, or is it nasal? Is it raspy? The pitch. These are all auditory. Deal with the rhythm of it. Auditory people, they process in that matter, in that form. So words, like I said, words and phrases would be like argue, ask, saying, deaf, let's discuss, saying, is it loud, what's the harmony, it's the melody, saying, outspoken people, got a question, saying, that resonates, say, shout, sing, tone, utter, vocal. All these words are the words processed best by auditory people, and these are the words they use. If you're listening to the vocabulary that they use when they're having conversation with you. So these words, yell, phrases like, are we all asking, so you say, or I heard it from his own lips, clear as a bell, things that would sound word for word, we're on the same wavelength, or tune into this, the music to my ears, that strikes a chord. These are the words and the thought process of auditory people. So, Moors, be conscious, be attentive when you're listening to people. Let's honor each other by trying to, understand each other and understand ourselves, and then we can continue to have better, dialogue. Like I said, we can get to this point of telepathy, with each other, when we start thinking on this manner. Critical thinking is the best thing. We have to critically think. That's what the prophet said. If I can just get you to thinking, we have to ask the questions of who, what, where, why, when. Be scientists. Science it up. So, on that, hopefully everyone's having a blessed day. Many blessings to you and your family. Health, wealth, and prosperity to you. Abundance, because that's what we have. Nothing but love and peace and blessings, my Moorish nation. Keep it on high.